Thank you very much, Dr. Diane. I would like to invite in Dr. Jim and Dr. Diane to come to the table to answer the questions. And we have about 22 minutes to the questions and the end of the day work. Okay, the questions, please.
Thank you very much, Beiji, for your presentation. Beiji knew that he was going to do this presentation just when he arrived here because of different situations, and he did really a very nice presentation. He shows the situation of developing countries, and one of our main objectives is to try really to do something in the South Atlantic, and it's important to have this cooperation between Africans and Latin American countries, and of course to have a kind of international cooperation and count with the International Seabed Authority. So you said the real thing. Thank you very much. I'm not going to make questions about the marine mineral resource of Senegal. Maybe in a few years I will make some questions about that. And now I just would like to make a question to Mr. Jin Kai. China is one of the contractors of the International Seabed Authority, and you are working since a couple of years in nodules. When do you think China will be able to go to the exploitation phase of this? I know it's a hard question, but we know that China needs a lot of mineral resource, a lot of metals, and I suppose you are working hard to get them. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. I'm sure that one day we will go to the exploitation stage. But right now, I think that we're not consider that the exact what time, because for our consideration, we need another stage to establish some ventures. I just showed that for cameras and working guidelines for establish a new venture in appropriate time. I think this appropriate time means that when we can predict, so when the commercial time, then maybe we will go to this stage. I think it's still far away. And at the same time that my colleagues believe that for the mineral resources in the seabed, maybe other resources even earlier to enter into the mining stage. At the same time, for the same mineral resources, for instance, for sulfide, then it's quite clear that the activities for the commercial exploitation will come earlier in the national jurisdiction area than the international seabed area. So why I said that this is the mutual connection between the national and the international activities.
Kaiser, thank you. What I would like to add is, if you're looking in Africa, in the national jurisdiction, you will see happening in Nigeria, all the oil exploitation, the same in Angola. When you look at diamond, in Namibia, in South Africa, in Sierra Leone, and many other examples can be said. But getting to deep seabed mining, no tentative yet today. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. After. Many questions? Other questions? Okay. there.
Dr. Jean, thank you for your talk. My name is Lucia Campos. I was quite impressed when you were talking about the Chinese program that you pay a lot of attention to environmental issues and biodiversity. I know this is a forum for mineral resources discussion, but when you do these studies, you are also looking into biodiversity and bioprospection, or the potential for bioprospection as well, or not? Not in your programs.
I try to catch your question. That you mean that we pay attention about the biodiversity, yes, protection, or?
No, as the potential for prospection of biodiversity. Oh, yes, of using organisms for
genetic resources.
looking
you
at
mean that?
pharmaceuticals or things like that. Bioprospection.
Yeah, I think that at this moment we lack of some such a ability to take the sample.
But you look at the potential. That's my
yes,
question.
we look in the potential.
Yes,
so why we designed such a HOV, that something like that. But at this moment we pay much attention about the plan for
mineral.
No, not minerals. The mineral resources we pay priority of the exploration of the minerals. At the same time, we have a plan to collect, some baseline data and also biodiversity. And as I said, without knowledge about these issues, we could not make the resources assessment and also effectiveness of the technology. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ange Didier Coutouin. I'm from Ivory Coast, geologist. So I have a question to Mr. Professor Bédi-Diène. First, I want to say congratulations for your presentation. I know that for the previous program, you were not in the program. And after we see your name in the program, so you think that your presentation was made very later, but it was very nice, very good. Thank you for that. And because I'm geologist, you say that black sand. So black sand, I want to know something. Why did the sand is black? Is it the shale mixed sand? I don't know why. So I want to know why did the sand is black. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for your kind words, and I can tell you that next time I will do much better. I just know about it in 2 days, and I was in a... But coming to black sands, it's heavy minerals with a very high density, and it's really black. And even to prospect it, it will be very easy. You come along the beach, you will see on the top or some at a different level, with having the sand, white sand on top, buried, and again with another generation, 50 centimeter on the top, with very thin layers, and again. But usually, what people harvest is the first meters and on the top. It comes on the top. You just have to follow it. You cannot miss it. You will see it. Absolutely black in color. And the two minerals are ilmenite or rutile. Mm-hmm. And one of the characteristics is you can make the separation by electromagnetism. It's very magnetic.
Okay. Here in Brazil.
Kaiser is saying that it's coming from Brazil, but it's coming from the rocks nearby, and with washing, which I've been washed by the waves, and it brings it from the sea to the surface.
Yes, here in Brazil we have sand, we have black sand.
Do you
with,
exploit it?
with ilmenite?
No.
Yes,
Just one.
Bahia State and other states.
Here in Rio de Janeiro,
Because
Here
we
in
have
Rio de
exploitation of this sand. Paraíba. Okay, I have a question for
Yeah.
you.
Tell me, is it because of oil that you don't exploit it anymore? Is it because of the oil you don't exploit it?
I have a question for you, Professor. You mentioned about the sand, the black sand that we call placer. You know, have minerals, and we know that one of the use of this sand is for industry, like titanite, another chemical element. But you mentioned about another use that I have a curiosity. You mentioned about to paint with sand black with this sand. Can you explain, please?
Most of the time, the painting you see on the road when you are driving, with a very high reflection, is made from. If you don't have the titanium oxide, you will not have this result. It's very much used for the painting, again for the industry.
Any question?
Good afternoon. I have one question for Dr. Baidi. Congratulations for your presentation. And I would like to ask you about you have some information about the situation of the delineation of the EEZ of your country, Senegal, and some other countries in the Africa.
Thank you very much. And first of all, in the first study, we know that we can claim, as a presentation which was done by the president of the the limit of the continental shelf, we know that we have a claim. That means that in the southern, after Gambia, to the south, we can go up to 350. That was given to us by the first study. That was the first result. We know also that some African countries are very much in advance, like South Africa. They have started since a long time, but even they have not yet given their doing their submission. I know that some countries from the southern part are advanced, but Namibia, but most of the countries may have some delay. I know that the chairman said yesterday, one have to submit a claim. Even the study will be very preliminary, but it will not be under consideration until you give your full and complete submission. And I know that many African countries was about to say if the deadline of May 2009 can be extended. But the will was not to expand it, but to find a kind of medium interim solution. If even people realize, that is the lawyers, that all submissions have to be deposited before the date. Even incomplete, legally, no one can come to you or reject your claim at a further stage. So the door is still open, and I think most of the African, and that is the situation also in all the developing countries. Same situation, more or less, that people will use very much the decision taken last year in the States Parties meeting. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Roberto Ventura, if you have a message, please use the microphone, please.
Pode ser 8h30, então. No, I only have a brief announcement. Well, for those of you that are going to go to the Samba today, the van will leave by 8:30. And the reason for that is that for those of you that are in this hotel, we have a voucher for dinner. And dinner starts at 7:30. And for those of you that is in the hotel, can pick up your voucher with Michele. Michele is a nice lady that's just outside and help us do everything we need. So I'd like you to pick up the voucher for dinner tonight. Okay? Thank you very much.
Okay. That's the end. Thank you very much.